Everybody, welcome to episode 2 from this week. In a continuation of a long series. It's not true. It's not a continuation. This is just it's another show. Another time to be together, another time to hang out, another time to make content, another time to just be with you guys. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to this special it's Thursday, right? Special Thursday edition of Robeytech. Pretty excited about today's build because I already know this is making some people mad. They hate it when I use the term budget, but here's the deal. There's a lot of times when maybe it's the cheapest, maybe that's the right word, the cheapest 50, hey, by the way, Lanceworth and PC Guy Entry, think the cheapest budget, the cheapest 5080 9800X 3D build system that we can actually make, so that way you're not spending it on any frilly parts. So I know I use that term because honestly I think it's super fun. I want to see the 9080. I think it's super fun to do this just because people get in there like, budget means it costs $200, budget means it costs $800, budget means it costs $2,000. Budget is a weird word, but the thing is that we were trying to make what is essentially a very strict budget 5080 9800X 3D, so that way we weren't spending anything that we didn't necessarily need. Now, a couple things that I want to kind of dive in a little bit when I use that term, because there's some people who are like, I built a 5080 9800X 3D for $25. And you know what I mean? It's like, okay, well, that's great because you bought it at Temu, you bought everything on eBay, you know what I mean? You used a case that literally cut off all your fingers, and the temperatures are in the 9 bajillions. And the thing is that that's not what we're doing. What we're doing here is we're building a cheap, the least expensive, maybe the least expensive, good 9800X 3D / RTX 5080 PC. So a couple things. First and foremost, we're skimping on nothing that is going to hurt your performance in gaming. That means we get 32 gigs of RAM, which is super important. So 32 gigs of RAM, which means you can run Flight Sim, you can run all the games. You're not skimping anywhere on you're not skimping anywhere in terms of the performance. Putting 2 terabytes of storage, because honestly, 1 terabyte with the size of games nowadays, not really enough. You're gonna spend most of your time on the OS and then uninstalling and reinstalling things, so 2 terabytes of storage. And then the other thing too is that it's in a case that isn't gonna make you hate PC building. And then the last thing is that it's using components that are actually quality. So we're talking about quality air cooler, quality freaking motherboard. It has, you can do some overclocking. It's literally a good PC. And we didn't spend anything on cable extensions. We didn't spend anything on nicer cables like my Tough 850. We literally just went and said, hey, what is the best, least expensive 9800X 3D / RTX 5080 build you can build? And the truth be told, there are probably some variations of this, for sure. But what I'm giving with the parts that I chose and what I did, I know for sure you would be very, very, very happy with it. And at the same time, you will have not spent anything on parts that are, extraneous to looks or whatever it was. Like it's literally just what you need to get around for this. So yeah, it's going to be fun. And somebody said, yeah, DJ Techno was pointing that out. It's 8 days till Valentine's. So maybe we'll make today's build pink. Maybe we'll light it all up as pink. Maybe that's the way that we'll celebrate. Because Valentine's is more than that, right? Is it 8 days? Yeah, I guess it is, because tomorrow's Friday, so it would be 7 days tomorrow. By the way, Dr. McNugget, thank you for the sub. Kasid, thank you for the sub. Lanceworth, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. And PC Guy Entry, also thank you for the sub as well. So wherever you fit on this, guys, I'm the person making the video. I'm the person streaming, so if I want to call it budget, I'm okay with it. If you're mad, just let it go. Honestly, just enjoy the build. Hold your anger inside, because if that's what gets you riled up, you might want to do some yoga, some stretching, just kind of let that energy, that negative stuff kind of escape you and just enjoy the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? So, this chip is wicked, so thankful I've got one for MSRP. And that is definitely true. I mean, that's the other thing too, is like everything that is in here is MSRP. In fact, starting with the 2 key things that you can't even really buy here in the United States right now. Am I right? Right? Like this build is also making people mad because they can't buy these systems. First and foremost, at the core of this thing, we have the Ryzen 7 9800X 3D, which is an absolutely beast of a CPU. And then right next to that, we have the RTX 5080 FE. neither one is easy to purchase right now. In fact, people were getting mad when I was able to just literally just go onto a website and purchase one, and people were like, way to go. And no, it wasn't eBay. I didn't overpay for it either. So anyway, we got two of these things right here. So we got the 9800X 3D and the RTX 5080. Now, the other thing I'm going to say right away, because I already have had this question, this is not a typical budget build. I'm afraid I'm not going to say that we're giving this system away. Unfortunately, 5080s and 5090s are so hard to get right now that I would absolutely love to be able to give a system like this away, but then I need these cards for building. So once we get to the point where we can essentially have enough that I can share, I will absolutely share. But for now, these builds you'll probably not see giveaways of systems like this for a little while, which is going to be true. Okay, so getting that out of the way. For the motherboard, you do have some options in terms of this, but I did some looking, right? And so I did some looking already, and I was just trying to decide, if there was another board from here. But honestly, I went with the Asus Tough Gaming B650 Plus Wi-Fi. When you went a little bit down, VRM were a little bit shaky, and for the most part, like the other thing too is like it was just like when you started to then you got really kind of cheap there. So this board is not expensive. It's actually a really good price right now. Is more than good enough for the 9800X 3D and the RTX 5080. You can absolutely plug the 5080 in and it boots no issue. And especially if you get the new, essentially if you get the new BIOSes and all that sort of stuff, you're gonna have no problem whatsoever. So yeah, what happened with Jeff? What did he get? Yeah, and oh, apparently this is the board you get if you get the bundle deal, which is always a super good thing. Okay, for cooling, because the 9800X3 is absolutely air coolable, we're going to use a very inexpensive but very nice air cooler. This is the Phantom Spirit, the Phantom Spirit SE 120 SE ARGB. You could save $2 and get the non-RGB version, but given it was like saying, okay, maybe it's not the cheapest. Maybe you can get it for $2. Have you seen the Asus Straw Dab? I'm using it to tell. I'm used the tell that I can get the 5090. So thank you very much. The Asus Straw Dab. What is that? Oh, the Asus Astral. Is that what you mean? Yeah, and honestly, I would say, so people are talking about Armory Crate. Armory Crate has gotten a whole lot nicer, which is actually pretty cool. But at the same time, yes, I know people sit on different sides of the fence. Yes, I have seen the gold edition one. You actually got a gold edition one? You actually got one of the gold ones, Jeff? That's crazy. I have the normal big super giant Astral, but I didn't win it. The cost of this build is just at $2,000. This whole build. It's called the Asus Astral Dayab OC Edition, exclusively launched for the Middle East. Okay, yes, I have seen that. Oh, you got the regular Astral. Okay, got it. So, okay. I hope you do too, Sergeant Jimmy. So anyway, here's the parts, right? This is the cooler. So right there. For storage, we went fast, but inexpensive. We went with the Team Group MP44L. This is a 2 terabyte Gen 4 NVMe drive. The read speed and the write speed is 5,000 read, 4,500 megabits per second write. So plenty fast for gaming and all that sort of stuff. And it gives you plenty of storage to do, there you go. It gives you plenty of storage to do what you need to do when you install like COD and all those other ones. We also have Triton Z5 Neo RGB. This is 6,000 mega transfer AMD Expo G-Skill RAM as well. So there is that. And then the last thing that we have is the Thermaltake 850 watt PSU. So this is more than enough for the RTX 5080. Should be an absolutely perfect thing. I wish it had nicer cables. It's funny because Thermaltake Rob, or Thermaltake Mike, however you want to name him, it likes these cables more than he likes the cables from the Asus one. He was like, I don't like those cables. I was like, what? These cables are awesome. So anyway, we're gonna use his and show it off. There's no cable extensions in this. I didn't spend any money extra for any of that stuff. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna build it. We're gonna run thermals on it. We're gonna we'll run a little bit of gaming temps on it, all that sort of stuff, and then we'll see how it performs. Now, you might be asking, Robey, how does a build like this perform? Like, what is, for $2,000, what kind of performance do I get? And you know what? I will just show you, because we have those numbers, and I forgot to boot it up. So let me bring it up here real quick, and we'll walk through it for you. I wonder if we can get a hold of one. Maybe we'll do a build with it. So the liquid cool, our favorite 5090 so far, when you guys want to talk about overall performance for 5090s, our favorite 5090 so far is the MSI Supreme Liquid. That thing is crazy cool. It was, before tariffs, it was only $2,400 and great headroom, great headroom and super quiet. So that's, if you want to talk about like favorite 5090 so far, that's kind of the top of our list. That is true, Max Bunny. That is definitely one way to do it. But then you have it. Then you have a pre-built with a. Then you have a whole system. Okay, let me bring this up. Robeytech. So here we go. Budget builds. Okay, so even though this is in the budget build category, folks, even though this is in the budget build category, it's not. It's still. We still consider it budget. It's like a budget, stay on budget 50 series. Jeff, thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. Thanks for the $20. Okay, so we go through this. Here's all the parts, but here's the performance. God of War Ragnarok, and this is at 1440p, and then you got 4K native. So 4K, you're looking at 117 at God of War, 171 at 1440p. Cyberpunk 2077, you're looking at 80 native with 148 on 1440p. Hogwarts Legacy, you can see they're high. Dying Light. So very, very good system, both native 4K and at 1440p. And then if you want to look at the ray tracing numbers, of course, this is not, this is without multi-frame gen or anything like that. Looking at 116 at 1440p, about 82 at 4K. You're looking at, for Dying Light, 112 or 65. Cyberpunk, you're looking at 89 or 50. 54, and this is ray tracing ultra with everything. And then, of course, you've got Alan Wake high and not high right there for ray tracing and stuff like that, where this game really shines. And if I would think about the 5080, I still think of the 5080 as a very, very strong 1440p card. I still would only play 1440p on a 5080 because I just feel like the long tail on that is going to be a whole lot better. I don't think playing at 4K. I think 5090 is kind of at your 5090 and 4090 are kind of your 4K cards. Even though you can use MFG and stuff like that, it's all about having that base frame rate, which ends up making things like MFG and all that stuff a whole lot stronger. So anyway, here's all the parts. Here's all the parts. Let's go ahead and get them out of the way and start the build. What do you guys say? And then, of course, now is the time. Now that I've done my spiel, I can see chat again. All that sort of stuff. So sorry if I get distracted from time to time. I mean, that's the thing, right? It's like the thing is if you can get them at MSRP, this price works out. If you bought it at scalper prices, this PC would be like $50 gajillion. Yes, Araxis is right. It is a 4080 Ti Super, but with frame gen. But the one thing it does look like is, especially certain 5080s, they have quite a bit of headroom for overclocking if you want to get more out of them. And that's not for everybody. Not everybody wants to overclock, but some people do. It's the thing about Grand Theft Auto. So here's the deal, guys. I know a lot of people say you should, where's Tomb Raider? Where's Grand Theft Auto? Where's Red Dead Redemption? The problem is that we have a tendency to stick with modern games. There's still a very massive audience that plays things like Fortnite, and they play things like Grand Theft Auto and all that sort of stuff. But still, most people want to know where modern games are. And when we think about what these particular cards are targeting, I mean, you're looking at things like Doom. You're looking at things like Cyberpunk, Alan Wake, Star Wars Outlaws. Like those are the games that this is kind of targeting. So it has it like in terms of the overall like performance thing, that's where the majority of people are playing, and that's what they're considering right now when they're building PCs. In fact, there was a really neat, I forgot where it was, but people, if games like Fortnite used to drive people purchasing PCs. Right now, the #1 multiplayer games for driving purchasing of PCs is Call of Duty and Marvel Rivals. Valorant and the other ones, people just kind of fall in. They don't like necessarily think they need to buy a new PC for stuff like that. But most of the purchase decisions usually come off of AAA newer games and stuff like that. So, Indiana Jones, yeah. So a lot of times we have to be careful because I wish we could test every game, but there's just not enough of a need for us to justify the time, guys. Just so you know, when we did the 5090 testing with all of the cards and everything like that was 160 hours. It takes a long time. Yeah, Monster Hunter Wilds I think will be a good one. I think this one we could do RAM clicks, yes, Blondie, because this is an older board. Sharkashay, thank you for the sub. Inveem, thank you very much for the sub. Toasty Markov, thank you for the sub as well. And I know I'm gonna say something, I don't think it's controversial. I don't think I ever say anything that's really controversial, but I understand. Here's the deal, guys. There are people who are like genuinely mad. They're like, say stuff like, NVIDIA should cancel themselves because the 50 series or whatever it was, and it wasn't strong enough. I don't think, in the humans who work there, I don't think these guys are expecting, like, the people who are getting mad are the people who are in the 40 series and they're like, I have no reason to upgrade to a 5080. And it's like, well, you don't need a reason, right? Like, not everybody is on that cycle. And just because something may not be the right product for you, please, please, please stop getting mad at people who do like the product. Who cares? I mean, all in all, it blows my mind that people get mad at people because they like something. What do you mean you like the 50 series? What do you mean you like AMD? What do you mean you like Intel? Who cares? Dude, if you're losing sleep over something else that somebody else likes, then you got some other stuff that you need to deal with personally. And if you're disappointed, I'm okay with you sharing that disappointment. That is totally okay. But if somebody's like, hey, I am Jeff, great example. Hey, I just got a 5090 Astral. And then somebody's like right behind that is like, oh my God, why did you waste your money? He didn't waste his money. He's super happy. Be like, dude, amazing, awesome. You got your 5090. You're super excited for it. Go play the games you want because you know what? He's going to plug that thing in and he's going to be so happy. And that's okay. People are allowed to be happy, guys. Just because you're not happy doesn't mean everybody else needs to be happy. Jeez, McCrow. You know what I mean? It's okay. Yeah, exactly. Tech is like food. There is no one size fits all for tech. And exactly, Araxis, it's your money. You spend it how you want, and if you're happy with it, that's awesome. If somebody else isn't happy because of what you bought, who cares? You know what I mean? So, nice. Let's go to top down. Let's build a PC. I'm worked up because I don't like that people get mad at other people or judge other people for things that just really don't matter. You know what I mean? Anas, I have no idea. I really honestly don't. And even if I did know, I can't say anything because the other thing too is like that's what embargoes are all about. As soon as I can tell you, I will absolutely tell you. Yeah. So, okay, let's go in there. I'm glad that people ask. I just wish I could say something. I don't, but honestly, I can truly say I have no idea. Okay, so let's go ahead and pop this out. Let's go and get our CPUs. So, honestly, okay, so this is a question, so BlueFab, I'll just flat out say, it has nothing to do with if you think that NVIDIA did this intentionally, I don't think I think it's understand. Here's the deal. what happens is that there's eventually a point when Blackwell chips need to get produced. TSMC only has so much room to create chips. So when they are going to create and publish chips, they have to stop making one in order to make the other one. Now, NVIDIA could make the decision, which I don't think would be very good, where they sit there and say like, hey, we're going to keep X number of chips still making what are essentially 40 series chips, and we're gonna make less 50 series chips. Versus what they do, which is like, hey, we're gonna stop production, we're gonna try and make sure that there's a ton of 40 series, as many as we can, that are in the market, so that way we can stop production, because looking at the sale value, we should be able to ramp at whatever X level they absolutely can. Truth be told, guys, it's just one of those things that there is no amount of time, there is no way for them to keep producing 40 series cards to meet demand and keep producing 50 series cards to meet demand for that thing to actually work. It's just, it's impossible, because you need the exact same inventory space in terms of chip manufacturing to make that stuff work. So I agree, it sucks because there's never enough cards. They're literally just they're getting shoved in. Like I know Newegg is literally, I think they're restocking almost, 3 or 4 times a week, and they're selling out so fast. But that, it's just not possible for them to make that. It just mathematically doesn't work. That's why, for lack of it sounds, like just to get a little bit, that's why they need more than one TSMC. But because there's only one place right now where all of the stuff can get made and they can't grow their fabs fast enough, this is the situation we're in. So honestly, you can blame other people. Like a little bit of blame can be on Intel, because they still haven't figured out how to basically make chips like what TSMC is. And frankly, they're taking up fab room too by basically making Core Ultra PCs off of TSMC. So yeah, it's just, it's not that NVIDIA absolutely wants to make sure, because they're losing sales too. People are getting mad and they lose sales. It's just one of those things that they just can't print enough. Riddle me the above. Should I sell my 3090 to the DeepSeek crowd and try and get a 5080 for MSR? Oh, wait. Hold on, let me see. That was Azrin who asked that. Let me look at the thing from him. This happened with 3040. 30 was not their fault, but why does it keep happening? So I think the problem is that the reason it keeps happening is here's the difference, Araxnus. What happened was if you think about how many people were buying PCs pre-2020, that number was significantly lower. Now demand is so high. And the other thing too is that we're having what is called, so before, when you used to look at people's purchasing, they had these weird off cycles. COVID essentially cycled everybody together, so everybody was buying parts at the exact same time. And the DIY community pre-COVID in 2020 and even beyond that wasn't as big as it is now. Nowadays, gaming, PC gaming, mainstream gaming has become so wide and popular that it's like the amount of graphics cards that they need are much higher than it has ever been. And so truth be told, like the problem is that, and on top of that, enterprise and AI has definitely had a huge impact on that as well. Because truth be told, NVIDIA could just flat out say, I'm just not gonna sell any cards to consumers, because they make way more money off of the enterprise side than they do anywhere else. So yeah. And there's no American fabs, that would help. So BlueFib, that's not true. I actually have seen pictures of how many cards the SIs, but the other thing too is, understand, DIY, go look it up, Bloof. Is it BlueFeb 95? But they said they have enough cards to SIs, and SIs got hundreds of 4090s at launch, only got 30. Yes, the 90s, I think the 90s, they have said the entire time they were gonna be bad. You're right, sorry. I misread what you were saying. I gotta say, is it BlueFeb 95? You are right. I will say, do I feel like this one is worse than normal? Yes. But I also feel like, I also am not sure if the way that they've split enterprise and consumer has changed either. Now that's not to say, I'm not saying that NVIDIA may not totally be at fault, but there was no win here. I don't even think if they made enough, you would have enough, you know what I mean? And here, great example, the AMD Ryzen, this is a great example. This has the same problem. Go try and buy one of these right now. Go to Amazon and try and buy one of these right now. You can't. This is the exact same thing. And this and that card, that GPU are printed by the same company. So, you know, so it's just one of those things that it's just like, there's only one place to make all this stuff. So if you go to Amazon, and look up the 9800X3D, we'll just do this on here, right? And then you search, so see options. If you search by free shipping, it's not on here. You see this right here? This means that check mark right there means that's sold by Amazon. This stuff right here, when you click this and you go see options, these are third-party sellers, guys. These are not sold by Amazon. And right now there's no featured offers available. So I cannot buy a 9800X3D from Amazon right now. Yeah, I know for a fact, like I think right now, I think Falcon has like I think it's like a 60-day wait on their builds. Yeah. It's just hard, right? And the Texas Hoss, that's the same thing I will say. If you go here, go to capture, that's how you do it for Amazon. Go to Newegg. And you go, and so let's say for instance, we search for 5080. What you want to do is you want to basically, oh, okay, so I can't even get it here. Let's do 9800X3D. And you want to go sold by Newegg. And there you go, $479 out of stock. So you want to make sure you check that sold by Newegg box. If you're not checking that, then anything you're buying right now is not actually MSRP or sold. They're sold by a third party. Yeah, it's really hard. Yeah, Walmart has it too. They all do marketplace because again, they have so many eyes, right? And the other two is they're still trying to get inventory. It's brutal. Guys, I'm not gonna look. I'm not trying to say that the situation doesn't suck. It absolutely sucks. But I'm also trying to say is that I feel like you guys think that literally they're in an ivory tower trying to think of how to screw consumers, and they're not. That's not what they're doing either. They are having to make decisions which, unfortunate for us, have to do with what makes them the most money, which is absolutely true. And they are determining how many things are going to enterprise, how many things are going to SIs, how many things are going to consumers. And they're having to make that decision as a business. And that's a balancing act for sure. But they're definitely not going up there and thinking like, hey guys, I want to get everybody mad at me, because that's not necessarily a good thing either. So I don't want to put all of, I feel like everybody just thinks it's all that way, and that's not entirely true. Okay, so we got that in there. I'm actually trying to build this PC, and I've done a terrible job so far. Sorry if I'm ranting a little bit. I just want to, I feel like as somebody who worked at Microsoft and went through the Xbox 360 and all of the days of shortcomings, like where people would literally just get mad at us like we weren't making enough or we were selling them to the wrong people or whatever it was. It's like, guys, we were as frustrated as we were because it's literally lost sales. Says low Nvidia supply pushed to buy the rest of the other cards. Sluggeroo, they have been sold out of 4080s and 4090s for months. There was nothing else to buy. Araxis, I totally get it. Yeah. And that I totally understand, right? Like it's like, you know, it's like sometimes it's like, do I have like second guessed even streaming sometimes, because it's like, of course, all I'm going to stream is the new stuff, but I mean, I know that people are going to be like, you guys, like we gave them all to influencers. I'm out there trying to get them too. Yeah, so Skeeter Sayre, if you look at the thing, they stopped. When they start transferring over to Blackwell production, they stopped making 40 series cards. Understand that there's only so much fab room. So it's not like they get, and they can only produce one or the other. So 40 series production stopped when 50 series started ramping up. Once they had a final thing, and then they try to make as many of the cards as humanly possible. And SIs and Enterprise definitely have the priority over customers. Yeah. KevTech, that's a perfectly thing, yeah. Well, Max Bunny, it's not just, there's more than that goes into these cards. This is Noctua NTH2. It's not just sand that goes into the cards. This AMD CPU, well, it depends. For gaming, yes, by a large margin. For some productivity tasks, not necessarily. This is a great, yes, that is a good one from your 8700K KevTech, for sure. So what is Alexander? I don't know what the base Euro price is for the 9800X 3D. So it's 472 US or 470 US, right? Isn't that what the retail price is? Okay, so we got our CPU in after an hour of me ranting. You mean the 9950X? Wow, look at you guys pulling the knowledge here on how it was even named for. I think what we need to do for this, I think we need to do some GPU art. I almost forgot, guys. I'm gonna do this. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make this the happy GPU. So here's the planet here. Okay. And then here's all the people. There's all the people. They're all PC gamers. And it's raining GPUs. This is the happy one. It's just raining GPUs. Now, some of these GPUs did kill some of these people. So there's like a dead person here who got impaled by a GPU. But the rest of it's mostly pretty good. You know what I mean? So. So yeah, there we go. A couple people died. But a lot of people were happy too. Cloudy with a chance of 5090s. There you go. Okay, was that good? Does that make you guys feel better? Did I do good? Do you like the art? So that is the Ada 6000s are real cards. They're not professional cards. Yeah, KevTech, they put a, I know, I haven't watched it yet. I did watch the Kit Guru on the updated Core Ultra performance stuff. I actually haven't watched. Jay just did a video on the driver bricking. I just haven't watched it yet. To be honest, man, there's not enough out there. We don't even know if they're all being bricked or not. I gotta do a dad joke here in a minute. There we go. 2 terabyte. But it's 40, the Ada 6000s are not newer than the 50 series. They're older cards. Oh, man. Come on, there we go. There we go. Okay, good. Got it in. Okay. That was a little bit of a struggle, guys. That was a little bit of a struggle, I'll be honest. Okay, now it's time for some let me grab the soundometer here real quick. Oh, and I'll do a dad joke real quick though. Dad joke time. Dad joke!
Now.
Purple Rain, you'll be fine. What does corn say when it gets a compliment? What does corn say when it gets a compliment? What does corn say when it gets a compliment? Aw, shucks. Aw, shucks. There it is, right there. I'll be right back. Let me grab the mic. Okay, we got the sound device here, the decibel meter. Oh, got a camera thing here. Here we go. Okay. Oh, shucks. Okay, go to top down. Open up our 2 little things there. No, nobody's winning it today. Nobody's winning it today. Sorry, guys. It's not that kind of budget build. Dr. McNugget, thank you very much for the sub again, another gifted sub. Some people were probably like, yes, budget build. Yes, sort of, but not the same. Norex, thank you very much for the sub. Sorry, guys. We don't have enough cards. We don't have enough cards to be able to do those kind of giveaways yet. You're in need of temperance just stabs me right there in the heart. Just stabs me right there in the heart. Actually, this isn't my only. I actually have 2 FEs. So, but yes, I'm not going to give away one of the 2. All right, here we go, guys. Going to go in there. Here we go. We'll see what the clicks are. It is G-Skill. 96.8. Next one. We have to get to 98. Like basically, Blondie's telling me I need to get a win here. 99.6. Didn't it say 99.6? Or is that, no, that was 96.1. That was 96.1. It's 32 gigs. Part of the rule was, oh, you know what, here, let me just do this, 96.1. Yeah, okay, so here it is, guys. These are all of the parts that we're putting inside of this budget Budget! 5080 build. Budget! We have an AMD Ryzen 7 9800X 3D. The motherboard is the Asus TUF Gaming B650 plus Wi-Fi. We have the NVIDIA GeForce RTX 5080 FE. We have the Team Group MP44L 2TB Gen 4 NVMe drive. We have 32 gigs of 6000 mega transfer G.Skill Triton Z5. We have the Thermalright P120 SE as the cooler, and the power supply is the Thermaltake Tough Power GF3 850 watt ATX 3.0 PSU. Those are the parts going inside of this budget 5080 build. That's what's going inside of this budget system that we're putting in together right now. Proteus Lex, thank you very much for the sub. And then thank you very much, Mikey P, for your Purdue call out there. I love you guys. You guys make this fun. I like that you guys are like, this is not budget. Budget? Yeah. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do like a budget $5,000 build. Budget! It's all budget. It's all budget to somebody. I don't know how this opens. I've given up on life, guys. I've given up on life. Unlock, oh, hey, look, it says right here. Check this out on the box. It says right here, look. Unlock Chill Force right here. Unlock Chill Force right here. Oh, I wasn't even doing it right. Unlock Chill Force right here. So I'm gonna unlock the Chill Force. There it is, I'm unlocking it. I've unlocked Chill Force, guys. The CPU cooler is ARGB, so Texas Haas. I did spend a little extra money on this budget build to get a little bit. I spent an extra $3. Extra $3. Hope you guys can forgive me. This is the most affordable build I've ever made, guys. Most affordable budget build I've ever made. Who are you, Oprah? Budget! Say it now. Say it with me now, guys. Budget! I want to shout it from the mountaintops. Budget! Budget! This build is budget, guys. Jeff Bezos budget. This is cheap. This is way budget. This is way budget for Jeff Bezos. Very strict. It was a strict budget. Very strict. Budget. I mean, I was like very strict on this. Like we spent it on. By the way, if you haven't seen it, look at my beautiful art here. We're doing the AM4, AM5. Budget. That's how you know we're saving money, right, Norix? Because I am building using not even ROG. Budget. Dude, when we do the cut down of this video, it is gonna make people so mad. We gotta play this up. Damien. So it says AM4. I'm assuming that's AM5 as well. I'll assume because that's the right thing to do. Budget. Alexandra, the best way to clean your PC, honestly, just unplug it and then bathtub. Just dunk it right in there. Just dunk it in. Just use like one of those toilet scrubbers and a hose. Just sop it. And then leave it outside for about 4 days, preferably in the sun so it just dries all the way, and then you'll be good to go. I'm just kidding. That's not true at all. Please don't listen to that. I will say canned air. So I use canned air. The other thing too is isopropyl alcohol, and then just a lot of time with paper towels. So that's some of the best way to go. Please don't tell me you already started trying to. She's already they're already upstairs, like getting ready to wash it in the wait, he was joking? Yeah. Canned air, some isopropyl alcohol, and then just a lot of time. Q-tips, I get in there with Q-tips, all that sort of stuff. Electric duster, I use one of these as well. So this is like a big, just blowing it out and doing it outside. Yeah. Not a tub, not a bathtub. Yeah. So. Vacuum cleaners are bad. Like it's like they can cause a lot of static, so I definitely wouldn't recommend a vacuum cleaner. Though there are some that are actually pretty good. There are like PC cleaning ones that are less apt. Yeah. Budget options for cleaning? Yes. The best budget option for cleaning is hiring a cleaning service, preferably one that uses nothing but organic, natural products. Super budget. It depends. I mean, you don't necessarily need to. It just depends. Like sometimes I will use some things to clean off radiators, like for radiators and fans. I will take them out to get rid of it, to clean them up. Leaf blowers are great. Leaf blowers, super good. Just get like one of those really good, powerful leaf blowers, just blow it in there. I feel like that's the key to success. Okay, I'm gonna put these on now. So your little red, there's two sides to this. One's a little bit wider. Let's pop it in there. This kind of makes me want to eat like gummies right now, like like Flintstone gummies or fruit gummies, not the other kind of gummies. Get your heads out of the gutter. I'm like fruit gummies. Gas powered only, yes, for sure. Am I putting this? I'm gonna make sure that I'm doing this the right way. I feel like this is really wide, so. Dorian the Critic, I love it. I have two of them. I have one in silver, one in black, and I use it for skiing and snowboarding. It's awesome. Yeah, I like my watch a lot. I do live in Washington, but I do not partake Araxnus. Dare actually worked for me, guys. Sorry. I'm actually one of those clean, boring people. So I did it backwards. Good job, Robey. So don't do what I just did. I wanted to demonstrate the right way to do it before I did the wrong way to do it, okay? So this is the wrong way to do it. Don't do what I did. I'm going to show you the right way now. It was all part of my plan. All part of my plan to show you the right way and the wrong way. Okay? That was it. This was intentional, I promise. Okay, here we go. Gregory, the Strix would be another one. I mean, honestly, dude, that board is just a beautiful board. So you're not gonna really find something that's gonna be around the same level. If you like the board, Gregory, then get it. Dude, if you're happy, that's all that matters, man. Don't let anybody tell you anything is too much for you. Yeah, thank you for finding that. It was not fully latched. No, Sergeant Nobody, I never mess anything up, do I? Okay, guys. Unfortunately, it is time to kill the patrons of this happy little GPU rating session. By the way, I did peel the bottom. They've been crushed. They're dead. They're dead. They've all been flattened by GPUs. The world's largest GPU came down and crushed them all. No, Gregory Lewis, I don't think so. I don't know why 96 gigs of RAM, just because do you think it sounds like a fun number? Hey, thank you very much for the sub. Control Doctrine 86, maybe? Look at that attractive air cooler. If you're into air coolers, come date this one. Text should face the right. Did I put it upside down? I can look. You're right. I just wanted to test you. Sergeant Nobody, thank you for the sub. Yeah, it says the text should go the other way. I wonder if it really matters, but you're right. It does say in the instructions. So we'll flip this around real quick. You need 96. Yeah, that is true for Chrome. It'll be fine. There's plenty of room for this cooler in the GPU. Thank you, Sergeant Nobody, for the 5 gifted. You're the best. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and reapply that thermal paste, because that's a bad idea. We got a good spread though. Need to buy some more thermal paste, by the way. Those dudes are all dead, and now their lives were wasted for no reason. There we go. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, is that? Yeah, like, how do you know that? Well, now we have it in the right orientation. Thank you for pointing that out, guys. This is the thing. I am okay with being wrong and showing people that even when I build as many PCs as I do, you make mistakes. I like to show intentionally that you can make mistakes. Okay, so the text is to the right. Like that. There we go. We've done it right now, guys. Oh, Z, what's up, Zach? How are you, man? That's all we do is make mistakes, buddy. Zach, people don't think this is a budget build. I don't understand. $2,000 is a budget. Zach does all the best budget builds, except for this one, which is a true budget build. Thank you guys for supporting me in my budget. This is budget, guys. I don't know what you're talking about. Budget! If you guys have not followed Zach Tester, ZTT, actually really good friend of UFD Tech, actually really great content creator, does amazing work with budget builds, like true budget builds. We do budget builds too, but he does a really good job. Actually sells some of the system, does some drops and stuff like that. Really love kind of the vibe he's got going over there, so you should check him out. Let's do a shout out to ZTT. Honestly, just really good dude. Awesome to have you here lurking, man. I think we've talked maybe once or twice. I don't remember. I don't think we've ever met in person, but definitely aware. Just recently reached 1 million subscribers on YouTube, probably well beyond that now, but super good dude, super good dude. And anybody who knows Brett is, and starts off Brett is awesome, who is probably one of my favorite people. So, yeah, no, go check him out. He's cool, and he does live streaming, and he does live streaming of builds, and he does YouTube as well. So. Just a good human. I love good humans, so. And he also agrees this is a budget build. Remember, he said, I quote, ZTT said, this is the most impressive budget build I've ever seen, end quote. Never been more budget than this budget build from Robeytech. That was what he said. You guys all heard it here first. See, totally said that, yep. That is true, it is. Actually, I really like that. That's really well put, Underdog. This is the prudent rich person build. I like that a lot. That's actually, I think I should just call it that. Welcome to the prudent rich person build. The guy who doesn't want to spend anything more than he has to on his 5080 9000X 3D build. The prudent rich person build, I like that. Okay, I'm gonna try, what I'm gonna work on here, guys, is I'm gonna get this a little bit more underneath, because I wanna make sure that all we have that's coming out here is the stuff that I need to here we go, just like that. That'll be great. This thing is catching, it's like mystery what this thing is catching on. These fins, man. Okay, there we go. There we go, okay. Okay. Oh, we got another dad joke, guys.
Now, another Robeytech dad joke phone out.
Okay. What did the yoga instructor say to her landlord when he tried to evict her? What did the yoga instructor say to her landlord when he tried to evict her? Namaste. Namaste. That's good. Namaste. 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 I ain't leaving. Namaste. Ah, it's so good. Just like this budget build. That one, see, that's more laugh out louds than I've typically gotten on our budget. Namaste. I gotta tell that one to Papa Robeytech's in the house. Papa Robeytech's in the house. I gotta go tell him this joke. I'll be right back. Did you hear that? He liked that one, guys. We got a full Papa Robeytech laugh out of that one. Namaste. He's in there doing inventory. Extra lean beef. That's actually really bad. I feel bad for that. I feel bad for this cow now. Papa Robey's in there doing inventory. We have on the list. I might have him do like. I think it'd be fun to have him do like a. Oh man, this is like way higher. Like, oh man, this one's low profile RAM. It's still gonna be fun. I want to have him maybe do like the St. Patrick's build or something like that. That could be super fun. Okay, let's go to top down here. Get these wired up and hidden. I'm gonna probably bring this up and just have like a little bit higher. I want these even. There we go. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we have a couple cables that come off the fans. It's gonna connect those together, okay? And then the other thing too is we have one, this is our cable coming off of our RGB. We're gonna use this top header here. Is the H5 Flow 20, no, this is not. This is the Phanteks XT Pro. Probably one of my favorite. Well, I love this case. As a budget case from a mainstream, this is probably one of my favorites. I don't see the 2050 build at that link. Oh, I don't know. That's a Blondie question. Is Blondie failing us right now? Is Blondie having a failure? Guys, somebody write this down. Make sure that we chronicleize this. Blondie failing. I think this might be the beginning. That's like the first sign of the apocalypse. I think that's the first sign of the apocalypse, guys. Again, huge shout out to Zotac for sponsoring this section of all the builds, because they sent me all these zip ties, and it makes me happy. Telling you guys, this first sign of the apocalypse has happened. Once Blondie starts, it's over. It's fine, we're fine, everybody's fine. How are you? What movie, guys? What movie? It's fine, everybody's fine, we're fine. How are you? What movie, guys? Come on, somebody tell me. That's right, Star Wars: A New Hope. Blondie just tried to New Hope us, guys, but I wouldn't let her. Oh, great. Thanks, Anita Temperance. Oh, nice. We're playing thoughtful music right now. Coffee bar is treating me well. I love our coffee bar. You know who else likes our coffee bar? Papa Robeytech likes our coffee bar. It's bougie, guys. It's bougie. You gotta have a bougie coffee bar, you know what I'm saying? I'm in Seattle, right? Like, you gotta have a bougie coffee bar. That is a bad sign I need a temperance. Maddie89, yes, that is a good case. And we just released a video for best cases of 2024 going into 2025 so far. So, okay, here we go. Okay, so that's going in right there. Let's go. Okay, there we go. Okay, guys, so now everything's cable managed, and now we just have one very clean looking Mobo, yo. This is what, look at, I mean, like, it's, this, doesn't it look budget? This whole build, like, it looks super budget, right? I mean, like, it looks clean and budget, right? Like, that's what we want, right? Just saying. It's a budget build. Budget! Everybody say it with me. Budget! Dude, oh, we didn't get another dad joke. Okay, I already did the dad joke. No, you guys. Look at you pulling my leg, pulling my leg. Look at you. Okay, here we go. Let's get this in. Nice Araxness. Okay, now we're gonna do Fantex XT Pro. Get this out. How much is this case again? I think it's, what is it, Tom? $79.99. Look at that. Budget. Budget. Just saying. Sergeant Nobody, you're supposed to be on my side. So this case is the Fantex XT Pro. That's what we're using right now. And it has all the fans. And all the cables. Thank you very much, Sergeant Nobody. Thank you for solving my problems for me. Okay. It's funny because, like, this is the opposite side of Fantex. We got, yeah, I mean, a couple days ago we were building in the XT, the Fantex X2, the Evolve X2, and here we are building on the opposite side. Like, this is their budget, still BTF, all that sort of stuff, which is cool. But yeah, this is a lot more inexpensive than the Evolve X2. But beautiful 140 millimeter fans come stock, right? So it's got stock 140 millimeter fans. Still can do a 360 millimeter AIO in the top, right? They are RGB. They're M25s. So good case and lots of airflow. And you can even stick additional 3 fans down here at the bottom for additional airflow if you wanted to, for your GPU. So not that the 5080 needs it, but you could. It's budget Araxis. It's budget. Budget. Say it with me now. Budget. Budget, 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 budget. Exactly, hidden attribute. That's what makes it so good. so budget. Okay, here we go. Going to top down. Pop this in, just like this. There we go. Look at that. I'm just checking something real quick, guys. Okay. Okay, here we go. Got everything in there. Hey, Bender, thank you very much for the sub. The one thing I like as well, dude, check this out. When you get a Fantex XT Pro, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at that. Fantex XT Pro Ultra. Look at all of these. Look at that. So many. That's why you know it's budget, because it comes with so many zip ties. So many zip ties. Okay, taking a look here. One thing I've started to do, by the way, guys, is I've started to look in here and look up motherboard screws are, okay, so I looked this up. So motherboard screws are the ones with the little lip around them because, dude, I thought it was like a standard, but apparently people have just started changing their mind. RAM clearance is, yeah, it's right on the edge. Here, here. There you go. So it's right up, it's slightly elevated, but it's still right even with the, entire board. So it hits the entire, the fans hit the entire fin stack. You're welcome. That's what I'm here for. Yeah, it does fit good, and it fits, and you'll still get the entire fin stack hit with air. So even though you have some elevation on the fins, it's still the whole thing. So yeah. And the air you care the most about is along the edge, because that's where the fastest. So actually, it's the fins are getting faster air this way too, because you're getting it at the edge of the fan blades, which is where air moves the fastest. So you're actually getting decent cooling this way too. But if you wanted to, you could go to non-RGB, but you do actually get a little bit of the RGB this way too. Koala 20, thank you for the sub. There we go. And there we go. Actually, the cost difference, this was actually pretty inexpensive RAM. So I don't think the difference in price is going to be that much. But you are too, call me, Benji. You could potentially do that. That might be a question for if how much would we save if we went to like non-RGB RAM, Tom? You can get it from the front too. You'll actually get it right here as well. So you'll actually get RAM. You'll get the color. Damien's saying 10 to 20. I don't know. We'll have to see. Hold on one sec, guys. Sorry, guys, got to just answer this real quick. Okay. Okay, let's get this in there. Okay, so we got all that stuff in there. And I think I have all the screws in here, so let's get our, oh, okay. Go to side view. Achroma COG, thank you very much for the sub, appreciate it. Hoping to see Robey do, don't worry, the rumor is that I will be at PDX Land in spring. Okay, so now what we're gonna work on here, guys, is placing our our add-in stuff. Whoa, this is like, I'm gonna have to clean this up. So first one that we're gonna do, I'm gonna actually go ahead and cut this because this is not okay. This is not making me happy. There is just their pre-managed stuff. So we'll do it ourselves and figure that out. Okay. Okay, so what we're doing is we're just getting all our extra cables out here. So all of their fans are, most of their fans, if I look at this right, yeah. So they have a fan. Okay, so everything is daisy chained. All their fans are daisy chained. So we have a fan. The first one is an RGB header. We have an RGB header. You can see it right here. We have an RGB header, right? This is for our fan. So we're going to route this right up here. So I just slid it underneath and then in. So there's our RGB header. This is for all of our fans. Okay. Next one that we're going to deal with right now is we're going to deal with the USB-C. So this is what it looks like right here. So we're going to route that into this hole right here. Just route it right there. There we go. Okay, next one that we're going to deal with right here is we have this is the rear fan cable. So this is the rear fan cable. So it's coming from this cable connection right here. This cable connection right here. So this is the rear fan right here. And it's going to route right down here. Right here, down here at the bottom. Actually, never mind. We're going to route it. Sorry, we're going to actually route it right here. Same place, right next to this RGB right here. So it's going to come out right here. Okay, so there's that. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to do the other fan header. This is from the front of the case. This is from the front of the case right here. Okay, so this is for the front fans. And that is going to come right here. Okay. Okay, next thing we're going to do is we're going to do a USB 3.2. Looks like this, USB 3.2, blue. And then that is going to route, if I'm not mistaken, should be right here. Yep, it's going to route in the same place as the USB-C, right here. Next cable we're going to route, it's our HD audio. You'll know it because it's got these ugly colored cables at the bottom. It says HD audio on it. This is going to come out right down over here. Right down in this corner right here. There you go. You can get it to stick. Okay, there we go. Then the last cable we have, guys, is right here. This one says F panel on it, F panel. And that is going to route right here to the same place where I ran the other fan header. And then what we're going to do is we're going to simply, kindly place this down on its back, trying not to drop any of the cables that we just routed down. HD audio already kind of escaped me, but that's okay. I'll hold that one. We're just going to set this down. Okay. So now what we're going to do, slowly route all of our cables. Okay, so the first one is our stop in this top corner. This is our all our RGB. It's a little bit fuzzy, sorry guys. It's going to go in this little RGB header right here. There we go. Next one we're going to do is our fan header. There's a fan. This is for our rear fan. There's a fan header right here at the top. Next one we're going to do is right here. We're going to do our USB 3.2. It's You go right here. There we go. We're gonna take our USB-C, which is right next to it. This is not a micro ATX case. This is just a regular ATX case. Okay, there's those. Then we're gonna go down to the bottom here. Take our front panel header. So it's gonna go right here to the far left. Then after that, we're gonna do our fan header. This is for the front fans. It's gonna go right there. We're gonna go all the way to the right. Do our HD audio cable. There we go. Okay, so there's all of our front panel connectors is all up. Now all of our connections are hooked up and just get them cleaned up here in the back. Ugh. Guys, we're actually almost finished with this build because all we have is GPU and PSU left. So now what we work on, guys, is we just work on getting this nice and clean. Cable time, yep. Luckily, Fantix gave me so much cables. Admiral, thank you for the sub. What's up, Joshua? How are you, man? Good to see you. Welcome. There you go. There we go. Now I'm doing is just cleaning up Yes, I did say hi. See you later, Metal. Oh, thanks, Admiral. I appreciate you coming and saying that. That's awesome. Okay, now we're gonna just need to make sure that these are straight and tight. So this has got to go nice and straight and tight, okay? Nice and straight and tight. There you go. Okay, now for this, I want these to be right angled. So this is kind of this is like the most not pretty of the cabling, but you need this to be right angled here. And what I'm trying to do here is just make sure that this is nice and taut. I just want to make sure these are nice and clean. A little bit of time here just ends up paying off in spades in terms of just making sure the cable management looks super good. Just depends on how big of a fan of cable management you are. I like it a lot. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna try and get these up and out of the way a little bit, just to create a little bit more space here for this cable management. There isn't a, I think we're working on a B570 one, I think is what we're working on. Tom's been trying to get some time with me, but yes, that we do have some budget ones coming, like some real, like giveaway budget builds are coming up. But this technically is part of the budget build series. It's just not one that we're giving away. And we don't always give them away. We try when we can, but some of these we just can't. Here we go. That feels pretty good. All the stuff is tight. Much cleaner looking, right? Okay, let's cut these now. Much cleaner looking look now. That's right, nice and clean and budgety. Did you hear what Chasm said? Nice and clean and budgety. That's right, you heard it here, budgety. Main frame rates, given that I'm guessing that current gen consoles will run it, yes, I think a 38 will run it. Will it run it at 4K? No, but it will, it should potentially run it for sure. Budget! Okay guys, so there is, everything's in and installed. Let's just make sure it looks good. Admiral, thank you very much for the sub. Look at that, all clean. All those run cleanly. Looks good. Okay, guys, it's GPU time. GPU. Probably one of my favorite budget GPUs out there right here, guys, that we're gonna use today. Like, probably one of the best budget GPUs out there. Here we go. One of the best budget GPUs out there. There it is. Ugh. There we go. That's right, it's budget. There we go. Ugh. Ugh. Need to open up the other sides here a little bit. There we go. Okay. Looks good in there, though. Okay, there we go, guys. The budget 5080 put in there. I think we make this, let's just, hold on. I want to see something. Yeah, it's a pretty lean budget build, guys. You guys, are complaining that it's budget, so I'm gonna make it super budget. Make sure it's extra budget, okay? Now it's budget, guys. There, is that better? Is that better? Is that more budget? We made him super budget there, guys. Ooh, shoot. Now we met. There you go. How's that? That better? Yeah, the PSU like about died. Yeah, I'd have to put a second power supply in. There we go. Okay, that's all lined up now. Now we're back to budget. Now you guys can't complain. Okay, let's pop this over and let's route our other cables. Actually, we'll route them this way. It'll be a little bit easier to do it this way. God, we are back. Okay, let's grab our power supply. Ugh. No, you guys were complaining about budget. Now all of a sudden everybody's expectations are better. If I really wanted to flex it, just put two 5090s in there. That is true, Rick. That is true. Saying that does not stop anything. I'd be like, I was making fun of my budget. Stop making fun of my budget. I'd have to, like, that would actually take more work. I could, Benji, but I'd have to, like, take out the one that's already in there, get the 5090 FE out, the two 5090 FEs out, and then, like, do the whole thing. That'd be not a good thing. Okay. Ugh. Yeah, I don't even know if, yeah, you'd have to have like a crazy, I actually have, dude. Guys, this PSU right here, not that it'd be enough, but this PSU right here that MSI sent me, we're doing this for the overclock video we're gonna be doing later. Dude, look at this thing, man. This PSU is not cheap. Have you seen this thing? 1600 watt. 1600 watts, man. That thing is a beast. This PSU is like 700 bucks. Yeah. Yeah, it's ridiculous. So, I mean, maybe if we powered it with this, it could do it. Okay, first one, big 24 pin. There we go. He says that this is prettier than the other one. I don't understand why he says that. He being Thermal Mike says that this is like prettier than the Asus one. I don't know if I agree with that, but maybe. Yeah, I think he's biased too. It's like, you can't make him look good. I was like, what? Okay, so there's that one. Now we need our CPU cable. Here's our 16 pin. Pin up next. It's in that nice little sideward slot there. Oh, I want side here, huh? There we go. There we go. Next up, now all we need is CPU. There we go. Exactly. Call me Benji C. Call me Benji agrees. This is budget. Budget. Benji called it budget. You heard him say it. There you go. Last cable. That's right, it's all the zip ties. It's the zip ties that save you the money, not the build itself. It's just the zip ties. That PSU is awesome. There's our PSU. So I gotta put the screw bag back in here real quick. Can't quite put it away yet. I guess I can do this. There we go. Okay, so now, got all of our cables here that we got to plug into. So first one is our CPU cable. We're just going to plug into the CPU PCIe one. Actually, I can do this. Get it top down, that'd probably be a little bit easier. Okay, so we're going to plug this one into the CPU PCIe right here. Next up we have our bigger 24 pin. Plugs into there. And right there. There we go, okay. There we go. And then last one is we have our 16 pin. There we go, just like that. And now it's all set. Okay, so there we go. Okay, here we go. Let's get it put in here now. Go to side view. And we'll make it look clean. The last little bit of this build, guys. We're very budget. Very, very budget, guys. Barely, I mean, like anybody could afford this build. Most budget build we've ever done. There we go, get that screwed in. Oops. It's not everybody who does this, and the other thing too is it depends on the front side of the PSU. It will be correct. So if you look inside the part facing the front of the PSU, I'll show you. So it's only the back side that's backwards. So when you look at the front of the PSU though, the words are the correct direction. So it's right there. It's just it's backwards on the back. Okay, now all I got to do is finish a little bit of cable management we got, and then we're done. I didn't know this was twisted in here. Of course, this being a pain coming out here. Wow, this is like really in there. Okay, there's that one. There we go, okay. That hurt. Okay, there we go. Plugging that back in. I just had it twisted, so didn't want it twisted, that's all. Okay. The key thing here is just making sure that this is nice and flat. There we go. This we'll want to put here. Our little bit of cable management we have left, and then we're done. There we go. Man, you put it in backwards, it just doesn't do the same thing. There we go. I don't think you want to turn off core parking though, because then it runs super inefficiently. So core parking is kind of critical, because then the wrong things will end up on the cores that don't have the right 3D cache or where you want them to have 3D cache. So it actually hurts performance. We're just going to do this to make this look a little bit cleaner from the front. Oh, you had a primary, I will. We talked to, obviously with him being a part of the team now, we talk all the time. He's a lot of times he's in the chat. He's in these conversations. He's here in the stream sometimes. So keep coming by, Yoda. Oh, there he is right there. There's RT Final Boss right there. Speak of the devil. Though that doesn't do him any justice, because he's not the devil. Oh, I can understand what you mean. Yeah, I understand what you mean now, Alexis, yeah. It just doesn't work, and it's been around a while. That's the problem I have with it. Like, it feels like that should have been, you know, fixed well before 9000 series is kind of my point. Okay, we're just gonna tighten this one up, just create a little bit more. There you go. There we go. Nice and clean looking. And there we go, guys. Build is done. What do you think? Looks nice and clean. There we go. There we go. Oh. Get the cable thing on. There we go. Let's do static here. And there it is, guys. Build is done. Nice and clean. No cable extensions, no, outside of the RGB, which was an extra 10 bucks or 20 bucks. Looks very budget, right? Just saying. But that's the thing, is I've done budget builds that don't even look budget. Like that, you're like, oh, that doesn't look budget at all. So I've done like $700 builds that look like they're way better than that, you know? We're gonna do our sponsor real quick, and then we'll do to the next part. Okay, so we'll get this out of the way. Let's count our zip ties real quick. Odd or even, gotta find out. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 10, 15, 20, 2. 22. It's even today, guys. 22. Even today. Ugh. 22. Okay. Okay, let's do our sponsor real quick, and we'll get into it from here. Ugh. Okay, so you're finishing building a PC like this, and you want to, you know, you only have so much budget. I mean, you didn't have enough money to spend on this as well. So do you go and drop $200 over at Best Buy or Newegg for a copy of Windows? No, you can come here to VIP/CDKdeals.com and pick up copies of Windows 11 Pros for $32.45 or Windows 11 Home for $30. Well, now that we've saved as much money as we have on this beautiful budget build, we're going to spend it on Microsoft Windows 11 Pro. But if I hit buy now, use code RBCK at checkout, and hit apply, what was $32.45 goes down to $22.71, saving me an additional $10 and only upping the cost of this PC to $22,070, which is pretty dang awesome. Now, the other thing too that's really cool about VIP-CDK Deals is they also now sell Office 365, which honestly, like it's is a pretty hefty monthly subscription, but here you can get 5 devices for a year for $45.97. But if you hit buy now, again, use code RBCK at checkout. Now instead of paying $45.97 a year, now you're only paying $32.18 versus $250 for an entire year. And now you've got Office 365 with all the updates and all that sort of stuff. So there it is, guys. If you have any questions, of course, we literally have people like Mikey P, tons of people who use it on a literally a pretty regular basis. It's $22. You get an official license for Microsoft Windows or Microsoft Office and all that stuff, and just use RBCK to check out. Anyway, that is our sponsor for that. One other thing I want to go through with you real quick before we turn the build on is Robeytech.com. Now, a lot of people, not everybody can do stuff like drop subs like so many people have, like Bartleby and Admiral Deus and all those sort of stuff. But the other thing too is that you can sponsor us by doing stuff like just shopping. So if you shop at Amazon, at Newegg, at any one of those locations, Best Buy, you can just go there. All you do is you click on the link and you're able to just shop the way that you want to. The price doesn't go up at all, and you're able to just give us a nice little kickback. And that works for Amazon, it works for Newegg, it works for Best Buy. All you do is just go ahead and bookmark the location and go from there. The other thing too is that if you want to help us, I know we're not really a mobile site, but if you are getting a Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra, you can just head over to Samsung. You can click on the link below. It does help us a little bit from here, so you can just click on one of these, and then you can help us out and then just buy your pre-order through us. If you don't, I'm not going to be mad, but it's just a nice little way for us to make a little bit of extra money. Before I go too far, talking about affiliate, please go uninstall Karma and go uninstall Honey. So it robs, not only does it do stuff with your data that you did not necessarily approve for up to 10 years, but it also steals money from us and other affiliates and content creators that you know that you think you're supporting, and in the end, you aren't. So if you have any questions, of course, we can get you a link to that, but just go and please remove those. They don't even find you the best deal. In fact, they give you the deal that the company that they're working with gives you. So uninstall them, do us all a favor, and help us make affiliate money again. Okay, last little bit before we move on. We do have some PC builds that are for sale. So if you go to store and go to PC builds, we have some PCs for sale. For instance, we actually sold through 2 systems yesterday. We have 1 more left. This is an i9-14900K Strix RTX 4090 BTF build. It's regularly $5,000, but this one we're selling for $4,000 all in. That includes shipping and tax and everything. Absolutely stunning system. It's got a Showcase AIO, one of the best AIOs, the best AIO we've ever tested, an RTX 5090, and it is immaculate, right? So if you really want a system like this, literally $1,000 off. And if you want to go pick it up, you can just email me and we'll ship it out as early as Monday, right? So if you're happy and this looks like something you want to do, all you got to do is email me, and make sure that you follow this location, store, and then click on PCs for sale, because We'll have some other 40 series builds that'll probably show up there that we sell at a really nice discount. Let's see what budget. Budget builds. So the other thing too is that for people who are looking for budget builds, I know this one's here and it's a 5080 build, but we also have builds that are at a ton of different budget prices, plus $1,000, etc. So if you're looking for something like that, head over to robeytech.com/budget builds. When you click on the budget build, it actually has a link to all the parts and performance numbers, as well as the actual link to follow along if you want to build it along with me. And again, right here, I talked about this a little bit early before, but if you just want to see the performance for this particular system, both at 1440p and 4K native, as well as 1440p and 4K ray tracing, we have those numbers up here for you. And technically, guys, you can go look at almost every 5080 review, because literally everybody except for us tested with the 9800 X3D and not the 285K. Okay, let's see what deals Tom's got for us today, and then we'll get back. Never mind, we don't have any deals. He says check back next stream because the build is the deal. Duh! No deals because it's a budget build. You want to spend all your budget on this. So there it is. No deals. This is the deal. The budget build. So inexpensive. I am the deal. So Tom was probably like, wait, what? You're not supposed to show deals today, Robey says. Tom says. And Tom is in charge. Everybody say thank you, Tom, for all of the awesome deals. Actually, he does a lot of work to keep that website maintained and all that sort of stuff. That is Tom. Tom is true. He is kind of a big deal. Okay, here we go, guys. Time to see this thing in action. Aruga. And as per our initial feedback, given we are so close to Valentine's Day, and we are doing, just as an FYI, before I turn this on, a couple things. One, tomorrow, tune in. We're going to be building a special Civilization 7 build that will be given away. It won't be given away on the stream, but you want to come and turn that out, check that out. We're going to be doing a Civ 7 build as part of Intel Live. That's tomorrow, noon Pacific time, if you want to tune in for that. Then we're back next week, Mod Workshop, which we're doing a Valentine's Day build for Mod Workshop. That's happening on Tuesday the 11th. And then we're doing our last 40 series build, maybe. I always say that. We're going to be doing a 4090 Fractal Terra build. That's going to be happening on Monday. And then we're back on Thursday for Intel Live. I think we're just showing off some stuff. So that should be a lot of fun too. So yeah, that's all the stuff that's kind of going on. So just giving you an FYI for the rest of the going in there. $3,300 I paid for the 5090. Wow, okay. Yeah, that's a lot. But the 5090 is awesome. So yeah. Okay, so let me get this plugged in. Make sure it posts. Posting time. Posting time. Time for a beginning. Okay, first thing in. There we go. Okay, that's all ready. Let's grab our keyboard and our mouse. We do use 5090s, but they're hard to go. I do not know how much more powerful. I think Marquez just released his review of the S25. So I know there are reviews out there now. There we go. Okay, everything is ready. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, look at that. Look how budget it looks. So budget. It's got lights. That is actually a very pretty build. It does, it looks really good. For $2,000, it is a beast. Okay, let's go to capture. Just waiting. It's gonna take a little while as it posts. It always takes a little while. Yeah, it actually looks really good. A lot of airflow. Just waiting. 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 This takes a while. RAM training. I was like panicked yesterday when we were doing the benching for this, and I was like, oh, is this guy gonna post? But it just takes a while. The case was 80, yeah. Mikey. This is a budget post. I don't know. Last time it took a long time for the first post. Nope, there it goes. There it goes. It's done. There it goes. Here we go. I told you it takes a while. There's the speed, and then boom! There it is, guys. It is posted. Let's turn on Expo, enabled. F10, yes. It's got an 850 watt Thermaltake PSU in it. Okay, now we wait for it to come back so we can do the thermal testing, see how it is in a little bit of gaming. Then we're gonna throw some water on it. Okay, so this is gonna take a little while because it's gotta train. Oh, no, that actually wasn't that bad. That actually went pretty quick. I was surprised. There we go, we are live. Duplicate. Keep changes. So we are going to be doing everything. Ooh, dang, that changed color, and ooh. Oh, I love that color. Okay, let's see. We're going a little Valentine's Day here, guys. So let's go to static here. Okay, well, let's open up Armory Crate. Skip. I need to do cancel. Let's go to here. And we'll throw it on here, why not? We'll go to there we go. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh man, that looks so good. Little Valentine's Day. Actually, let me do this pink. I'll do this pink. And then we'll take this to... There we go. Look at that beauty, guys. I'm just saying. Little Valentine's Day. Little Valentine's Day love. Oh man, that looks so good. That looks so good with the black and everything. Dang, I don't know if I want to take this apart, guys. That looks so good. Wow, that looks so pretty with the white from the The 5080 too? I don't know. I've never tried to make brown as an RGB color. Okay, guys, let's test the thermals on this bad boy. I just realized the front is not all the way in. Hold on. I guess it is just how it sits. Okay, cool. Okay, let's grab our front here. Okay, here we go. Man, that thing is blowing a lot of air. Okay, a little peel for you. Best budget build. Oh, let's do a side camera. Best budget build ever. Boom. The warning sticker came off with the Okay, let's get to thermals here. Okay, running into here. Let's do our AI cooling loop real quick. Oops. You could do brown. I think brown would be actually a very, very dark orange if you wanted to. We even made the Azoth, like the Azoth even looks like, the Azoth's got the Valentine's theme. I love it. Okay, let's go to here. We're gonna go to Fan Expert. Run our auto tune. Okay, it is on auto tune already, so I'm gonna turn it off. And then I'll turn it back on. Let it run its curve. I have not built in the Zalman P30. Oh, Tyler, that's awesome, dude. That's awesome. Yes, but it should work. I mean, the good thing is that even if you get an older B650 board, they all have Q-Flash, so you can just pop it in and update the BIOS without a CPU in it. So, but yes, I would update the BIOS, and there's instructions for that individual BIOS. There instructions for that in the on the motherboard site. Okay, so now let's open up Armory Crate. Go to Fan Expert. Oh, I turned the wrong thing on. Dang it. You guys just really want to see the system restart a lot. That's what it is. Okay, here we go. Okay, let's try this one more time. I wonder if this doesn't have it. I think it does. Maybe it's that old. Oh, there it is. I keep pushing the wrong button. Okay, here we go. Now it's gonna run our curve real quick. Dude, this thing is gonna give this GPU, this AIO is gonna get so much. I mean, this CPU cooler is getting so much air. I'm a fire starter, wicked fire starter. Da, na, na, na. Do you like my version of it? It's a budget build, guys. Okay, so for folks who are curious, because you're joining us later, why people are making fun of me, is we built a very specific, we tried to build the least expensive, good, the least expensive, good 9800X3D/5080 build, okay? That's what we tried to build here, right? So we tried to build no frills. It still has all of the minimum things you need for gaming, things like 32 gigs of RAM, a 2 terabyte Gen 4 NVMe drive, and at the same time, it still won't make you hate building PCs by the time you're done. So it's 9800X3D. Motherboard is an Asus TUF Gaming B650 plus Wi-Fi motherboard. The graphics card is an NVIDIA GeForce RTX 5080. The SSD is a 2 terabyte Team Group MP44L. We have 32 gigs of G.Skill Triton Z5 Neo RGB 6000 mega transfer RAM. We have the Phanteks XT Pro Ultra case, Thermalright PS120 SE air cooler, and then the Thermalright Tough Power GF3 850 watt PSU. Again, we only did things that we could get parts from Amazon Newegg or Best Buy, no Temu, no AliExpress, anything like that. And everything is retail prices, nothing from eBay or anything like that as well. So again, the big thing here was just how do you build something that's lean but still gets you so much power? We got this at $2,050 exactly, which this is a lot of power for $2,050. So, and it looks actually really good as well. So all in all, I think what we wanted to do is just make like the best budget and good 5080/9800X3D. Not that Micro-Centered actually might be a little bit cheaper. The problem is not everybody has access to it versus everybody has access to Amazon Newegg and the other places. So not that I have an issue with Micro-Center, it's just I don't have a Micro-Center here. Lean, mean gaming machine. So Avenged Honor, the Avenged Honor, yes, if you were to buy scalp prices, but you can get if you can get one from Best Buy at retail, you if you can get an FE, they're just at $9.99. Thank you very much, Shifty, appreciate it. Okay, so it looks like our cooling is done. We've done our cooling thing here. So let's take a look at our thermals. It's set our fan curve now. So let's open up hardware info. Hardware monitor. So right now our CPU is sitting at a very nice 49 degrees. Let's open up Cinebench. Oh, that would be not Cinebench. Did I not download Cinebench? Nope, I did not. Okay, let's open up Cinebench. And the thing is there can be a little bit of work here. If we ended up seeing it being a little bit warm, we can run, this probably does have PBO on right now, or sorry. Yeah, PBO, no. Help me, somebody remind me, my mind just went blank. Precision Boost Overdrive, yeah. I was right, okay. Yeah, a lot of scalping right now. Okay, here we go. Let's see how this runs. Go to File, Advanced, 10 minutes. And start multi-core testing. Okay, fans are spinning up. Sitting at 84, that's beautiful. This is doing better than the AIO we had in the AIO we had in the fractal era. Remember that? Dr. Deadlick, a 5080 way outperforms a 3090 Ti by a lot. It's a significant jump in terms of performance over a 3090 Ti. So there we go, 83. It's actually going down in temp right now. Like it was at 85 and then now it's like it's gonna hover because it's not gonna spin at max. 3090 Ti to a 5080 is a lot. Guy Doer, I mean, we're waiting to see what the 5070 Ti is like. You know what I mean? So obviously there's some we don't know. But yes, I'm sure that the 4070 Ti Super was great for 1440p, and I expect the 5070 and the 5070 Ti Super to be the same way. Yeah, I think PBO is on for this one, so it's just doing it automatically and it's not having any issue. It's running at 84 and it'll sit at this temp all day. Okay, so there is CPU temp, which I don't think we're gonna have any problem with. Let's check GPU temp. We'll look at wattage and stuff like that. OSD. Do not install the Bing bar. What? Did you see that? It's like install the Bing bar. Wait, what? Don't get me wrong, I use Bing. I'm one of the few that uses Bing. G-Slayer, I haven't watched the video on it yet. I know Jay just did a video. I haven't had a chance to watch it. I was watching, today was Kit Guru. I was watching their updated 9-core Ultra Series 2 stuff. The best one I would say to watch that is probably Jay. Okay, sorry guys, we're waiting for the installation. So call me Benji, man, I wish I knew the answer to that question. I wish I knew the answer to that question. I don't know the answer. I do not know when the restock schedules are for the NVIDIA drops. I have Best Buy. I don't even know if there's a way to learn when they are. The only one that we knew of is when they first dropped. I don't know, TARDIS. I don't know if anybody watched the video. If anybody wants to give us the TLDR or TLDW. Not on me, B2K. All I have is the 5090 Supreme Liquid, and then I have a 5090. I have a 5090 Gaming X Trio, and then I have a 5090 Zotac Solid are the ones that I have right now. And then of course 5090 FE. Yeah, G-Slayer. That is true. He does know everything, right? Yeah, that's the thing is like, and I know people who, I remember back in the day, especially that people were running bots to buy them. Yeah, that's just not something I'll ever do. I already have it, Tom. I got it, that one, unless there's another one coming. But yeah, that one I already have. But I'm just saying if there was another, is there another one coming? Yeah, Tom is a bot, yeah. But I don't know when the next FE comes, when they come in. I know, that'd be crazy. Okay. Oh, that sucks, Guy Doer. Installation failed. What? Okay, let me see if it's still. Let me try this anyway. Might work anyway. No. Okay, I'm gonna reboot and hopefully this works. The noise level stays pretty consistent at its loudest. Right now, I mean, just neutrally, you probably couldn't hear it, but it's 50 decibels, 52 decibels from a sound standpoint, just at idle. Probably gets up closer to 60-ish decibels when it gets. Well, the thing is that I don't think you need the 24 gigs. It's slower, and the other thing too is that like most games don't. I mean, games, you know, it's honestly 16 to 24 gigs is fine. I mean, 16 and 12 seems to be okay. I don't know if you need the 3090 Ti is so underpowered in other ways that 24 gigs isn't really a good trade-off, I'd say. Is this gonna have to do it again? Hopefully it installs correctly this time. Yes, but most of that, mainly because you're going to DDR5 as well, when you go from a 9800K to a 9800X 3D. That's probably why. I will not run that. That one's terrible. I'd rather use the Redist version. So the one that MSI Afterburner has it too. If you get there are two pin 7900 XTX alpha PON. Oh, there, thank you. Sharknado's like, next. So BBM McDaniel, in some ways, this is always the salty thing that gets in there. These videos end up being stuff that gets watched when people can get it, right? Which is why we have 2.5, 3 million streamed builds. So even though it looks that way right now, it won't always be, right? Because then there's a lot of questions, and the thing is, by the time they are in stock, there's enough answers out there for people to be able to make informed decisions. But I know it probably seems that way right now. Hell, I'm so sad. I have plenty of issues with the driver with my 50. Hey, Mr. Zirkos, did you use DDU and uninstall? Because the other thing too is it may actually not be you might actually have an unclean install and a bunch of stuff like that. I have a video on using DDU. You may want to try that first. You may want to remove all your drivers, have it clean install, and then try it. Because I don't think it's been a problem with the I doubt the drivers have been that, yeah. Yeah, thanks. I actually don't know. I don't know if that's true, because there was a time, and I think it'll happen again, that you could definitely go to Newegg at any point in time and buy a 4090. And I think the same thing will happen with the 5090. I just think it's going to take a while. Do I think it's going to be soon? I think it might be next year, but probably not this year. Maybe, especially with the holiday season. I think it'll just be a hard year to get a 5090. But dude, most people do not need 5090s. You have to do DDU in safe mode. We have a whole video. I don't know if somebody can get that link. Or there it is. There's a video on it right there. House of Tom's got you hooked up. There's a video that walks you step by step on how to use DDU. Hopefully this works. Wow, Sharknado, a long time. Display driver uninstaller. Street Breaker. DJ Techno, we're flying to Mexico. So I'm going to be in Mexico with my family. We're doing a family vacation next week. I don't think so we're going to, not Cabo. Oh man, I can never, we're going to Mexico. Keep forgetting where. And TARDIS, that's like I said, it's two people looking at the same picture, seeing different things. I don't mind, I love playing Cyberpunk 2077 at 220 frames per second. As long as you have a base frame rate of 60 FPS, it's amazing and it feels awesome. But you do need that base frame rate, and we're testing this. So we're actually going to be testing this. Damien's going to be playing at 4K and seeing if it is a good experience. But all in all, which I think we're going to need more time with for sure. Yeah. It comes down to and the thing is both views are valid. You can say I don't want fake frames, and some people can say I love them. So it really comes down to them. Well, the thing is that they are with their tech that they've introduced, right? I don't know if you go back and watch their keynote, but there's a bunch of tech they're introducing that you'll see in games probably in a year and a half that severely reduces the need for VRAM, which is spent mostly on texture caching. But if you can do that texture caching with AI techniques where you don't necessarily need to add, all that texture, so things like super geometry, texture AI, illumination, all of those things reduce VRAM. So basically they're saying like, hey, we're not going to put more in it to make it more expensive because we think we've invented tech that will require less, but that's just going to take time for it to be implemented in game engines. Now Unreal's putting it in, and some other in Unity. So I do think it's something you will see. Whether it actually reduces the need for VRAM is a different question. Again, I developed games, for folks who don't know, I developed games for 20 years before I did this. So I was a game developer for Microsoft at Xbox. And one thing I will say is that we kind of went through the same thing when we went through when we went from rasterization, from polygons to rasterization. And so is this that same level of movement forward? I don't know. We'll have to see. But the thing is if it comes to fruition, and now with 90% of people buying NVIDIA GPUs, and the GPUs are capable of doing that technology, then VRAM may become less dependent. And that's the problem. The market is sandbagging, right? So if it would be a complete paradigm shift, and then all of a sudden 16 gigs and 24 gigs and 12 gigs of VRAM is more than enough. But that's only if it ends up sticking. Truth be told, it's in AMD's best interest too, because it keeps the cost of the cards down. I did not create the Halo map. I was the director of player voice for Halo Infinite, so I ran all of the player feedback teams and all of the feedback mechanisms, usability studies, all that sort of stuff. And I ran a studio at Microsoft for a while. I also worked on Sunset Overdrive, Rise Son of Rome, Halo, Age of Empires, Age of Empires 3. I worked on Rise of Nations, Rise of Legends, Fable PC. So I've worked on, if you look up Justin Robey on Moby Games, you'll see all the games I've done. So Wiz 202, that's actually not necessarily true. Because again, that's the stuff where you can run that stuff on the CUDA cores and all that stuff, which you don't need to use VRAM for. This PC will not be sold. Okay, so now we can do this. Okay, so let's do, we have our OSD. Should work, okay, there it is. Okay, so we have that, but we also have the, one, so we're gonna open up GPU FurMark. Let's check our GPU temps. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. That's right. Okay, so let's run this. We're gonna run it at 1440p, 2560 by 1440. We'll do full screen, and then we'll run. Okay, so let's go to statistics. We'll go to things, so we'll do GPU temperatures in there. And right now we're pulling 387 watts and the GPU temperature is 63 degrees. Now, understand I have no curve to the GPU. It's just, right now I could create a GPU curve and then we would see the fans ramp up, but right now we're gonna let it soak a little bit. It's getting to 65, 63, 65. And of course we're pulling, like I said, 350, 360 watts right now. Kurosaki, I already got it, baby. I'm already playing. Track 7, that, dude, purple and green was sweet on the build yesterday. So it's getting a little bit, so it's the GPU hotspot 68, still 67, 68. And again, I could set the fan curve and get the fan curve up and it would probably run better, but again, it's not attached, so. But we're still nowhere near critical on the GPU temp. Yeah, this thing stresses the crap out of the GPU in terms of temp and power. So it's just one way of showing GPU temps under load. Obviously, I don't have a fan curve for it, so this isn't really a good test, but it's showing you, it's keeping it nice and cool still. So GPU temps under load are fine. Okay, let's go ahead and we'll hit Alt-Z. Okay, let's go ahead now. Let's run a couple games just to see what gaming temperatures are like. So let's look at Cyberpunk, right? Because that's one we can definitely for sure see. Yeah, Raxness, just to show GPU temps under load is why. I think one of the things I'm gonna have to do though, is I'm gonna have to create fan curves for GPU moving forward. No. The Scott, that doesn't talk to the sensors. Don't pay attention to that number. The other number that's not necessarily correct is also the software number for power. I did order a sensor that should be able to start pulling that correctly. It's just not here yet. It's one way to show, it's a better way to show GPU temperature under load than using gaming. Because now so that way it does a great job of just jamming a ton of power in there so you can see what it's like. Just say, hey, we're always innovating, Araxnus, right? That's the right thing to do, yeah? We want to innovate, we want to make things better. Okay, good. Okay, one thing I'm noticing is not showing up is my OSD. Okay, I'm gonna restart the system real quick because I just wanna make sure that the OSD shows up. So you guys can see it. I don't think the new Witcher will be here for 2 years. I think we're a ways away from Witcher 4. Guy Doer, thank you for the sub. 12 months, man. Thank you. The question is Witcher 4 or GTA 6? Which will be first? Because I don't think GTA 6 will be this year. But I could be wrong. Well, you know why the Forerunners built the Halo rings. They're literally, I mean, if you read the books, right? Like, I mean, essentially the whole purpose of the Forerunner, the rings was the flood. They were containment for the flood. So if the flood escaped, then the Forerunners would basically, they would enact the ring, basically, and then they become the arcs and the seeds for reseeding the universe. Okay, what? Okay, turn on okay. Okay, so it should be on. They only do, I wish they did I wish they had wattage on this, but they don't. Okay. Okay, let's try this now. Let's see if it works. Yes, DBFX, I bench these systems, install everything on it, so when we build the system, we can test it and benchmark it on the stream. Yes, I worked on Halo. If you do just the Robey Moby, I don't have credit for Halo, the OG one, because I was on the external team, but I did work on the OG Halo, and then I worked on Halo. I was the director of player voice for Halo Infinite. And then I worked on Forza, Project Gotham Racing, Rise Son of Rome. I worked on Sunset Overdrive, Banjo-Kazooie, Age of Empires 3, Rise of Nations, so yeah. That is true, they did just add mod support for, that came with the new patch for DLSS 4, which actually didn't improve performance, it actually made it worse. Yes, and you can look for my date of birth in Halo, because that is a thing. It might have something to do with John's number. Okay, so let's go. We're gonna run through this stuff, of course, normally, so you guys can see stuff. We're gonna run it at, not at 3840. What is this doing it? We want it 2560 by 1440. Okay, so we're gonna do 1440. Okay, let's go to graphics. We'll do DLSS Soup Transformer Model, Performance. We'll turn off frame generation for now. Let's just run it at worst so you guys can see what it is at 1440p this way with ray reconstruction. So apply. And then let's go ahead and run the benchmark. So this is everything cranked, but not without frame generation. Yeah, 117, January 17th is my birthday. Coincidence? And there we go, we're getting 113 frames per second. Again, this is just with DLSS and no, so this has super sampling, and then that's it right now. But it still has transformer model, ray reconstruction, all that stuff is on here right now. And GPU temp is currently sitting at 53 degrees Celsius, CPU temp at 65. So again, no problem keeping this 9800X 3D or this RTX 5080. There we go. So there it is, 144 frames per second with everything turned on. So let's go here now. Let's turn on frame generation, texture quality high, everything math. We'll put on path tracing. Oh, that didn't help. Let's go to balanced. That might have also been why. Here we go, guys. This is appropriate with max everything. Okay, so understand, Nugan, there's a little stutter because what you're seeing on Twitch versus what I'm seeing are very different. Because again, you're taking what is essentially 100 and something frames per second and turning it into a 60 FPS Twitch stream. Right now we're getting 237 frames per second at 1440p with path tracing, transformer, full ray tracing. I had a dream everyone was going back to Windows 10. So I Love Cats, what I'm doing right now is just showing the performance of the system itself. So GPU fans are not spinning all that at 58 they're probably spinning at a pre-designated FE term. I don't know what that percentage is, but the underload, the decibel for this is about 62, 63 for an FE. We actually have that. If you want to see FE, the 4K numbers, we actually have that number, don't we, off the top of our head? I don't know if we have it off the top of our head, Damien. So there we go, 254 frames per second and no problem there. So again, temps are great. So let's check out Hogwarts, 1440p. And I really, the 4K Cyberpunk 2077 5080 numbers. Do we have that? With frame gen, with multi-frame gen. Okay, so let's take a look at Hogwarts Legacy, and then we have a Kingdom Come Deliverance, which is something a little bit more raw. Just came out not that long ago, a couple days ago, February 2nd. So we'll take a look at Kingdom Come Deliverance and then go from there. Total cost of this build is $2,000. That's what we are doing, is really making a very very, very inexpensive, as inexpensive we can, focused build. Just letting it load up. This is not outperforming yesterday's build. Chuck we are looking, yesterday's build, or 2 days ago build, was a 5090 and that was at 4K. This is at 1440p. So that's what, I still, I do think of the 5080 as a really where you should be using it is at 4K, at 1440p. I think it's gonna have much longer legs. You really get all the benefits of multi-frame generation and all that sort of stuff at a higher capacity at 1440p than 4K. The 5090 you can, but this you know. It won't take that long. It doesn't take that long to do shaders. I don't know if Damien was able to find it. He may not have. We tried. $183. So that tells you. So it's about 60 frames less. 60 frames less. Now that was on a Core Ultra. Core Ultra now, understand, at 1440p, Core Ultra and 9800X 3D start to matter a whole lot less. So that's, so you might give or take 5 to 7 frames between a 9800X 3D and a Core Ultra 285K, but there you go. And that was at 4K. So 4K was, 4K, I don't remember what yeah, so it was 240 frames per second at 1440p, 183 frames per second at 4K. I just think, 5090 you can really have a great 4K experience. It's that much better than a 4090, but the 5080 is just, it's a 4080 Ti Super, right? Which I still think was such a good 1440p card, so I just don't think it's something you want to mess with. Okay, so let's look at our settings here. So we're at 1440p. Oh, no, upscale type, we'll do DLSS. We're gonna do balanced. Well, right now we'll keep it on, everything on. Off. Okay, let's look at this. And then everything should be on ultra. Okay, so this is 1440p. 1440p with DLSS first. And then we'll put on frame gen afterwards. But we'll do 1440p with DLSS. And that's, look at that, 132 frames per second. Wow, that looks good. Look at the hair. This is the stuff that DLSS 4 added, was the hair, the textures. God, that looks so good. I love this game. A little bit of some shadow pop there at the top, though. Did you guys see that? Okay, now, oops. Let's go ahead and turn on frame gen. And now we're getting 400, 460. God, it feels so good, but that's because the base frame rate is 100 you know, even at raw, the base frame rate would still be well over probably 70 to 80 frames per second. So, I mean, it just feels so good. Yeah, so there you go, guys. 400 frames is beautiful, beautiful. And honestly, that's why I want to kind of show you this. This is where, when you think about the tech that's in the 5080 and the 5090, which is MFG, I want to like give you the ideal like scenario. And so the ideal scenario for this is literally around this level with multi-frame gen and stuff like that for 1440p. Okay, so let's take a look at this. This one is just gonna be raw, right? This just has DLSS, so this is just more of a new title that came out, a little bit more, it's still very, very heavily, very pretty game, right? So I don't know if you've played the original. It was a little bit of a darling of mine way back in the Mixer days. It was one of the games that we played, but I've been really enjoying this game. So let's set our graphic settings. 24 Ultra, show FPS, we'll throw it, well, we don't need to. VSync we'll turn off. We'll go, it does 60 frame, it doesn't have an option. So all it's trying to do is, and then we have it at, let's put it at quality and see if it keeps 60. Turn motion blur off. Yes. Okay, and then we'll hit, whoop, oh, continue. So again, this game does auto native scaling. I could probably just see if I can get it raw at 60, but it tries to keep it at 60. Really been enjoying this game, by the way, Final Boss. Okay, so we're getting 145 frames per second. Sorry for the language. So again, really good. Again, 54 degrees on the GPU temp. CPU temp is 59. Much more traditional game in this regard, like no extra. Just showing you a little bit of different kind of games and all that sort of stuff. So, but yeah, no, this is running beautifully. And again, that's what I really just think about this card, right? So, showing you guys a bunch of different games, gave you guys performance, gave you guys thermals, showed you GPU thermals, showed you CPU thermals, showed you gameplay performance, all that sort of stuff. And again, don't forget, you can head over to the budget build, go to budget builds. Well, here, I can't do it now. Head over, oh, I can do it right here. No, sorry, I can. All you gotta do, if you want more information just on how this performs on some other games, go over to Robeytech.com. Click on budget builds. And then click on this. And then if you go down here, we have native 4K and native ray traced 4K without multi-frame gen. So if you just want to see those numbers, both for 1440p and 4K for a bunch of other games too. So including there's Hogwarts Legacy, which is very similar to what we saw, 144 frames per second. So, and with ray tracing, we actually saw, well, we did a little bit higher. So but still very, very good. So again, all of the information is there and all that sort of stuff if you want to check it out. Anyway, guys, that is it for this episode. Huge shout out, obviously, to VIP-CDK Deals for sponsoring today's episode. We are back tomorrow, noon Pacific time, Intel Live. We're going to be building Civilization 7 and playing Civilization 7 here on the show, plus building a Civ 7 B580 Core Ultra 7 build, obviously because Civ 7, Core Ultra 7. So we're doing that tomorrow and that giveaway. We'll be talking about that giveaway tomorrow as well. So that should be a lot of fun. Plus we have Alex's cosplay. And then I think we're back on Monday for a 4090 small form factor Fractal Terra build. And then we have Mod Workshop, which don't forget that PC we give away on stream. That one we're gonna be doing a Valentine's themed build. So that's gonna be a lot of fun. And then we have Intel Live, and then I'm on vacation starting February 14th, so that should be good. Yeah, Civ 7, yeah, it'll be and by the way, just a little hint, Civ 7 runs beautifully on that system, so which should be cool. Anyway, guys, that is it for me. Thank you so much, you guys, for being here, for doing all that sort of stuff. Have an absolutely amazing night, and we'll see you guys tomorrow at noon. Bye, guys.